In today's video, we shall take a closer look at torque. Torque, which is a vector, is a physical quantity that causes rotation. What do we mean by that? In the case of a linear motion, let's assume you have an object. If you want to make this object move, you have to apply a certain amount of force on this object. As a result of that force, this object will start to move in some specified direction. In a similar manner, let's assume you have a piece of rod and you want to spin or rotate this rod about an axis passing through one of its ends. Assume you want to rotate this rod in a counterclockwise direction, like that. Obviously, you need to exert a certain amount of force on this rod. The question is, where should you exert that force? Is it here, here, or there? Depending on where you exert the force, let's call that force F, the degree of easiness with which you can rotate this rod about that axis would vary. Common sense would tell us that if you apply the force at that location, which is furthest from the axis of rotation, the rod can be easily rotated compared to the other two locations. So let's call that distance, the distance between the axis of rotation, remember the axis of rotation is coming out of the board, to where the force acts is r. The next question is, in what direction should this force F be applied at that point? You can apply many different directions. You can apply the force F in the direction shown, or you can apply it in this direction, or you can apply that force in that direction. All of these directions will cause this rod to rotate in a counterclockwise direction. However, if you try to apply the force F in a direction which is parallel to the rod, in that direction shown, or towards the axis parallel to the rod, certainly there won't be any rotation. That means, in addition to this value of r, the direction of application of this force is also important. Let's, for the moment, as an example, we apply the force F in that direction. So the angle between the line that connects the axis of rotation to the point where the force acts is theta. So the torque is dictated by two quantities. One is r and the other one is theta. And this is how we define the torque acting on this particular rod. It is defined as the cross product of the two vectors. The first vector here is vector r, whose magnitude is r. The direction of that vector goes from the axis of rotation to where the force acts, not the other way around. And the second vector is the force that is being applied there. Let's look at this equation a little bit closely. Because this is a cross product form, the magnitude of the torque is quite simply the magnitude of that vector, in this case it is the length of the rod, times the magnitude of the force, times the sine of the angle between the two vectors. In order to achieve a rotation, the torque cannot be zero. You see, the torque is maximum, meaning you can rotate the rod easily when theta is 90 degrees. So sine theta is 1. So when theta is 90 degrees, the rod can be rotated easily. However, the torque becomes zero when the angle becomes 0 degrees or 180 degrees. Remember, 0 degrees is when the force is applied along that direction, and 180 degrees is when the force is applied in that direction. Both of these directions will not produce any rotation, thus zero torque. The other thing that we need to be aware of is the value of r. So even if you apply the force in the right direction but at the wrong value of r, for example here, that would not cause any rotation because at that point r is 0, so that means the torque is 0. The unit to quantify torque, as you can see from the equation, is Newton meter. Force is quantified in the unit of newtons, and the distance is quantified in the unit of meters. Hence, Newton meter is the SI unit to measure torque. Let's look at another example. Let's assume you have a door. So the hinge is on the side. So the hinge is the axis of rotation in this case. The knob, we place it here. So you see, as you apply the force on the knob, which is at a distance, say L, from the axis of rotation, the door can be moved left or right. Can you imagine placing this knob closer and closer to the axis of rotation, say there? Can such a knob open or close the door? It would be relatively more difficult. And the reason is because the quantity R in that equation for the torque, namely the distance between the axis of rotation and where you apply the force, becomes very small. So smaller the R gets in that equation, R cross F, the smaller the torque gets. So it would be harder for you to execute the rotation. So in that sense, torque can be viewed as a rotational analog of force. Let's look at the following problem to put all the equations in application. A cyclist of mass 60 kg puts all his mass on each downward moving pedals as he pedals up the road. The radius of that circle in which the pedals rotate is 0.2 meters. Find the maximum torque exerts about the rotation axis of the pedals. So in this case, the diagram below shows just that. So that is the circle in which the pedals rotate. The radius of that circle is r, which we are given to be 0.2 meters. We are asked to compute the maximum torque. The maximum torque occurs when the angle between that vector r and the force that is being applied is 90 degrees, like that. So in that equation for torque, usually you have a sine theta there. If theta is 90 degrees, this will become 1, so the torque will simply become R times F. Now in this case, R is 0.2 meter. F is the weight of that person. So the weight of the person is 60, that is mass, times gravitational acceleration, 9.81. And that's going to give you the maximum torque. And the answer turns out to be about 118 Newton meter. Now we know torque is a vector. If you were to ask, what is the direction of this torque? Remember, the vector expression for torque is that vector r times the vector f. Now r goes from the axis of rotation to where the force acts. So in this case, it's going rightward. The force is going downward. If you were to curl your right hand fingers from the vector r, because that is the first vector in that cross product, to the second vector, which is the force vector in the cross product, you see that your thumb will be pointing into the board. So that is the direction of this torque here. So the answer in this case, the maximum torque is 118 Newton meter in the direction of into the plane. Problem 2. A ball of mass 500 grams is attached to one end of a 1.2 meter long massless rod, and the other end of the rod is hung from a pivot creating a pendulum. So let's try to sketch this system. So what you have is a pendulum like that, and you have a mass attached at the end of that massless rod. The length of that rod is 1.2 meters, and the weight of the rod is 0.5 times gravity. Because the mass is 500 grams, convert that into kg, you get 0.5 kg. The mass times gravitational acceleration is the weight of that mass. We want to determine, when the pendulum is at 30 degrees from the vertical, what is the magnitude of the torque due to just the gravitational force about the pivot. So the pivot is here. So when the vertical angle, the angle between that massless rod and vertical is 30 degrees, what is the torque? And we are interested in the torque due to that weight of that ball. So the expression for the torque is the cross product of that vector r, and in this case the force is the weight. The magnitude of this torque is the magnitude of that vector r times the magnitude of that weight times the sine of the angle between these two vectors. R is the distance between the axis of rotation, in this case the axis is coming out of the board and located there exactly at the pivot, to where the force acts, which means here. So the entire distance is 1.2 meters. So let's just write that. The weight is 0.5 times gravity. That's given to us. Now we have to determine the theta. We note theta is the angle between the vector r, that is heading in that direction from the axis of rotation to where the force acts. So that is the direction of that vector r. The direction of that force, in this case the weight, is vertically downward. So that means theta is given by that angle. And in this case that angle is just 30 degrees. So you times that with sine 30 degrees. And the answer will be 2.94 Newton meter. Now what can you say about the direction of this torque? Again, from this equation, you will have to curl your right hand fingers from the first vector to the second vector, which is the weight. So as you do that, you see your thumb will be pointing out of the plane. So there you go. The direction of that torque due to the gravitational force about that pivot is coming out of the board towards you with a magnitude of 2.94 Newton meter. And that solves the problem. As always, thank you for watching.